Today, we've constructed a wheel of the best and most famous youth academies in the world. They're known for producing some of the best talent the game has ever seen and consistently produce promising wonder kids season after season. I'll let you guys reintroduce yourselves. We gave the spin the wheel concept a go with the rebuild last week, and we're doing it all over again. Bringing back the wheel this time with a brand new set of rules. We're allowed to spin the youth academy wheel 4 times, receiving 4 potential youth academy options to build our team around. I hope we get the lucky dip, as all the possibilities are displayed on the wheel, spanning across from Europe and South America. Just to clarify, we can sign players past and present from those 3 youth academies, or anyone in their team under the age of 21. The likes of Ajax, La Masia, United's academy. I've included the teams not off the top of my head, but the academies that immediately come to mind. Let me know who I've missed out on and who deserves to be on the wheel for next time. Again, this is a brand new concept. I'm wanting to try out, see how you guys react, and any feedback, of course, is always appreciated down in the comments below. Enough flapping about, let's find out what youth academies we have on offer. Come on, Will, be good to us, be kind to us. It's deciding our fate. And first of all, we land on Bayern Munich 2, granting us permission to poach from the German top dogs. Now with my second spin, there's not too many places I don't want to land on, considering they all have valuable talent to offer. What are we going to land on? It's La Masia. Oh, I wanted that Ajax so bad. Got a wealth of talent from Barcelona to choose from, and that's probably one of the best youth academies we could have landed on. Third spin now. It is make or break, boys. Let's have it. Let's have it. Give us something good, Will. Give us some... It's a La Masia again. Are you kidding me? How do I get 2 La Masias in a row? It was a close call from Ajax 2 times in a row, so I'm going to award it to Ajax. We're giving it one last major spin. We're allowed to sign any players from the Dutch Talent Factory. Are you kidding me? La Masia again. What is with this wheel and loving Barcelona? Man, this video is going to be like 50 hours long if I just keep spinning this wheel and it lands on the same thing every time. Anderlecht, hello, Belgium. Not too shabby at all. The Belgian champions, we get a piece of the pie of their youth system. This is how we're approaching the Spin the Wheel Youth Academy rebuild. What we've done is we've replaced Bournemouth in the Premier League relegation contenders, and we have placed Leyton Orient in the Prem. We are starting off with a 1-star team. We've got a lot of work to do. There is building blocks we need to put in place in order for us to survive. Here's a quick recap of the players that we're allowed to sign from the following academies: Anderlecht, Ajax, Bayern, and La Masia. I mean, talents from all across the world are going to be welcomed on into this squad. It's a 1-star team. We can do with anyone. Unlike the last video, we had some terrible luck. We've had the pick of the bunch there. I think we've gotten the best side of the draw. We've got a mammoth of a task ahead of us: scouting, signing, negotiating, just generally operating in the preseason and building this side up to survive. We've been gifted a £200 million transfer budget. We've had money thrown at us like top 5 Prem teams would. We're going all out in the summer. We've got our transfer list ready, and we're about to purge some of the best youth Europe has to offer. My first port of call in the Youth Academy Spin the Wheel Rebuild Challenge. We had to go ahead and poach the striker, the German hitman Jean-Fiet Up. 1.6 mil, we secure our brand new number 10 services, and he's going to be an out-and-out striker for us. He's showing great potential. He's been a career mode wonder kid for a few years now. After his move to Bayern, I don't think that's the right place for him to go. Come over here to Leyton Orient and lead us to glory. There's plenty more where that came from, and just for that extra bit of detail, he's got a head scan, which I never actually knew in FIFA, so I guess it's just an added bonus. Welcome to the club, son. You can't have one Bayern signing, or one Bayern striker, without the other. We have picked up Joshua Zirkzee. He's all the rage at the moment. He's getting some game time for the first team. These 2 guys have been playing the bulk of their football throughout last season and this season in the Bayern Munich second team. It's a cheap little signing for £1.5 million. Their academy is low-key producing some top-class talent, and it's good to see the likes of Zirkzee bagging in goals in the Bundesliga. They definitely have the potential to become a revolutionary strike duo. I'm sure they're going to carry us forward for years to come. Delving into our Belgian talent pool, Anderlecht has provided us with the signing of Marco Kana, the Belgian centre-back, for £1.25 million. They're all bargains. Our new number 4 is going to be a rock at the back, and something that I love about him, he can play at centre-back and CDM. Is an exciting prospect at 16 years of age. He's got the world at his feet. I've been meaning to sign him for so many videos now, and the opportunity has finally arisen. The next Vincent Kompany? Nah, I think he's going to be even better. There is a supply of young talent in abundance over in Anderlecht, and Belgium have supplied the bulk of our transfer business, we landed on them and it allows us to complete the signing of Kylian Sardella. He gets the Serb BCHD tick of approval. He's versatile, he can play at right back and left back for £1.85 million. To be fair, haven't really used him or delved into him so far in FIFA 20 career mode, but he looks like a signing and a half. He might not be Kylian Mbappe, but he's Kylian Sardella, and that's all that matters. Just when you thought, well, done rating Bayern's academy, we left them alone. No, we've delved in again. We've dipped in and signed Michael Cousins. He's a Frenchman, yet again, not another German from their academy. For £6 million, a 19-year-old arrives and signs on the dotted line. He actually started off FIFA 20, being in the Bayern Munich second team in the third division. And yes, we've changed it up to a 4-3-3, so that is how the side will be running. Still so much more business to get done. We need to lay these foundations before the start of the season. Talking about midfield commandos, he's a dominator. He's a brute force in the middle of the park. Ryan Gravenberch arrives, and now we have journeyed off to Ajax to pick up one of their most premium talents on offer. £5 million, I'll make that deal. I'll take that deal any day of the week. Buffy Boy calls him the Grave Digger. I think that's a fitting nickname for the Dutch talent. An exciting prospect with a face scan in the game. There's not much more you could ask for. In real life, he's actually signed up a brand new contract at Ajax, but we've ripped that up. We've flown that out the window. It's the ultimate piece of the jigsaw puzzle complete. The last jewel to fit in the crown. Ricky Puig will be our third member of that midfield three. It's a majestic curation of some of the best talent in Europe at the moment. We activate the La Masia Youth Academy graduates release clause for £12 million. We've overpaid, but that's going to look like a bargain in years to come. The gatekeeper for this squad, and Ricky Puig will be a welcomed addition. So far, we've picked up a lot of outfield wonder kids. It's time to focus in between the sticks, and the number one we've gone for is got to be Christian Fruchtel, the German heir to the throne of Manuel Neuer. Just like Up, he's probably been a career mode wonder kid for a good 3 iterations of FIFA now. Still waiting to get his first team break in at Bayern Munich. Don't worry, you're going to be our number one here at Leyton Orient for £1.3 million. And then where's our second signing? Yes, La Masia's own Inaki Peña. Probably going to be an arm wrestle between the two to see who's going to secure that number one spot, who is going to be considered backup in a few seasons' time. But it's going to be difficult to start off with 66 rated keepers in the Premier League. That's just a struggle we're going to have to maintain throughout season 1. Now, I was looking at that midfield and I was thinking, you know, it's a lot of CMs, a lot of defensive pivot playmakers, but none who have the creative just flow and drive of Yari Verscharen. Nearly £15 million, we've activated the Belgian's release clause. 17 years of age, he's been ripping it up, even getting some senior appearances for Belgium. That's how highly rated he is over in the Pro League. 89 agility, 87 balance. This man is just a maestro in the midfield. He deserves that number 8 jersey. I've got plans for you, Yari. You're going to slot straight into that center attacker midfield role, and there's no doubt about it. We're slowly but surely forming our Youth Academy dream team, and Verscharen's going to be front and center. Belgium continues to consistently provide us with talent after talent, as Jeremy Doku's release clause was activated on site. Our new number 9, the right winger. We've had that issue in the squad. We need that role to be filled. It's another wonder kid I haven't really delved into much this year, and I've been getting so many requests to sign these guys. The time has finally come. Don't you worry, there's more news where that came from as we seal the deal for Albert Sambi Lokonga. I wasn't really aware of this guy before. Doing some digging and some research, the scouting of Anderlecht has really paid off in this video. I never legitimately realized the youth on display. Triple threat arriving as Elias Cobalt will be just a fill-in left back for now. He can also play at centre back. De Ligt was grown and developed over in the Netherlands, so this is probably going to be our biggest transfer to date. £79.6 million for his services. De Ligt's addition into our backline could be make or break between us actually surviving the Prem or just getting flat out relegated. Sonja Hansen will also follow in his footsteps. He's just can play anywhere up top. A bit of a utility man, probably going to be a super sub. And yes, La Masia, Barcelona has entered the chat, and it's Ansu Fati's coming in hot. Him and Puig getting some solid game time for the Barca first team now. That is probably going to be one of the most hype signings we've made so far. Hate me all you want, but it's just something we had to do. And in order for us to survive, those are the kind of talents we need on the books. Just to wrap up that insanely hectic transfer window, we just wind down with a backup centre back. It's Chumi from Barcelona, once more a La Masia Youth Academy graduate, only with 80 potential, so I don't really see him doing bits in this side, but who knows, with dynamic potentials. This Youth Academy rebuild seems intense so far. It's been fast, flowing action, and I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. A total of £160 million spent. It's a new era here at Leyton Orient, and the rebuild starts now. Let's see if we can survive the harsh life the Premier League has to offer. If if you're curious, that's the starting 11 we've assembled. We've got Zerky, Fati, and Doku up top. Visharan, Pui, Gravenberch the midfield. Back four, it's really Dalit the standout. He's going to be the captain. It's make or break for some of the best young guns in FIFA 20. Let's see how they perform in Season 1. Well, this has taken a turn for the worst. We have broken every single record possible, and not in a good way. 3 entire points all season, rock bottom, relegated, and we're going to have to restart in the championship. Southampton and Norwich come down with us, and we're nowhere near a great escape. Liverpool take out the title, just like they have done in real life, and we've got a long way to go if we want anything to do with the top half of the table. The FA Cup saw an early embarrassment in the round 3 replay. We lost 2-0 to Millwall. We also waved goodbye in the round 3 of the Carabao Cup to Spurs after they demolished us 4-0. If there even is any, here are our best performers of Season 3. We're going down. It's a relegation party for Leyton Orient. 12 goal contributions for Ansu Fati. Meanwhile, Joshua Zirkzee with 3 goals. Doku managed to bag 3. Keziah Sterling, who's actually a Leyton Orient original. I think he's on loan from Spurs, so he's going to be going back to the club. Gary Visharan with 3 assists and 1 goal. 4 goal contributions. Gravenberch with a goal. Kusons with a goal. My only worry is that we didn't ruin their dynamic potential and they are screwed for the seasons to come. But the growth seems pretty significant, even though we've had one of the most terrible seasons in Premier League history. Second Division English football, here we come. Season 2. And let's hope that one more year of experience under the belt is going to do this Youth Academy squad a world of good. To jumpstart Season 2's transfer window, it's a real statement of intent as we have picked up a gargantuan upgrade at that left back spot. Marc Cucurella, one of the best emerging talents in La Masia over the last recent years. For £28 million, we had to wait until his loan spell at Getafe expired, and then we pounced in where he is arguably one of our best defenders in the squad. An exciting prospect, one of our most expensive transfers so far. Straight out of Barcelona, rocking the headband. There's nothing much to hate about Marc Cucurella. It's a double Spanish edition, and yes, we're just reaping all the benefits of pulling La Masia in the Spin the Wheel challenge, and we have brought in another loanee, Carles Perez, who travelled out to Roma for a season. We have now scooped him up for £10 million, more with the intent of just a squad backup player. If he becomes one of our main stars, I guess that's on him. More of a utility man instead of a main marquee addition. We kick off Season 2 in the Championship. Life in the second division is going to be completely different. £38 million spent. That is going to be the end of our transfer business for the summer. There's no doubt we have the resources available to, try and fight for a promotion spot, maybe secure a shot in the playoffs. The 3 relegated Premier League clubs have finished in the top 3 of the Championship. The Saints, Southampton see themselves and Norwich promoted back up to the Premier League. Meanwhile, we're in 3rd Centurion season. We've secured playoffs though with West Brom, Brentford, and Cardiff City. Now, the playoffs have already happened. Did we get promoted? And yes, we have. It's a 3-1 victory at Wembley in the most expensive game of football. It was a convincing 3-1 win, and we beat Cardiff City 7-2 on aggregate in the semis. We earned our spot back in the Premier League. The top 3 get promoted back to the top division, and let's take a look and see how we did in the cups. I don't expect we did all too much. I don't really expect a big cup run, just something as an added bonus towards the end of the season. No, we got knocked out 3-0 to Norwich in round 2. We've returned to the Premier League, but it's more of the same old story in the FA Cup. We get knocked out 5-0, eliminated in round 3 to none other than Man City. We're the main protagonists though in our return to the Prem. Let's find out top goal scorer. It seems like a massive step up for Jan Fiet Arp, the German striker, who I thought would play second fiddle to Zirkzee, but that hasn't been the case. Here in the Championship, he's really come to life with 25 goals. He's our top goal scorer. 1 assist to add for that cherry on top. Ansu Fati right behind him with 24 and 8 assists, so more of a goal scorer and a little bit of a playmaker. Carles Perez didn't really take much of a backseat like I expected him to. 14 goal contributions. Joshua Zirkzee with 11 goals. Yari Visharan, 18 goal contributions. Our best assister alongside Gravenberch with 10 assists as well. And from left back, Marc Cucurella with 6 goals and 8 assists. Get a man that can do both, defend and attack. Mikael Kusons with 5 goals and 7. Hansen even off the bench, getting in amongst the act with 3 goals and 1. And it's a rather impressive 17 clean sheets for Christian Fruchtel in between the sticks. Will we get second time lucky? Survival is on everyone's minds, and that is the main goal. As long as we just get in 17th, that's all I care for. Season 3 gets underway with another arrival of a La Masia Youth Academy graduate. This talent, Carles Alenya, I feel like he's been a bit neglected at Barcelona since his inception. We picked him up for £17 million. Another one kid who was out on on loan. He applied his services at Real Betis in La Liga, and for £17 million, he arrives in the Premier League. 80-rated midfielder, might be contending for a starting spot in a few years' time. We are having a field day with these La Masia talents walking through the door, and it's another welcomed addition. That's all she wrote for Season 3's transfer window. Another precise quality over quantity mentality. Knowing that we future-proofed the squad in the first transfer window, Season 3 survival, we're coming for ya. Mission accomplished. Our goal has been achieved, and we've actually gotten over the mark by quite a long stretch. 39 points all season, finishing in 14th. Definitely not in the race of relegation, as Norwich, Burnley, and Sheffield United barely managed to scrape 25 points. Norwich rock bottom, who came up with us. You love to see it, as Spurs take out the title. Man City and Liverpool are going to be impossible to crack throughout this rebuild. We're aiming to get it, and Newcastle actually managed a top 4 spot. It's the furthest we've gone in the FA Cup. Round 5 eliminated to the eventual finalist Watford, losing 3-2. They lost out to Man City, of course, in the final. This has come out of left field, though. We made it all the way to the Carabao Cup final, only losing 1-0 to Manchester City. Oh, that would have been heartbreak, as we took our Watford in the semis 2-1 on aggregate. We defeated Manchester United on penalties. The definition of underdogs right here. We're the Giant Slayers with a 2-1 victory over Everton. It just could have been silverware for Season 3, which would have been astounding. Cup finalists, and we've secured our Premier League status. If you told me that at the start of the season, I would have called you crazy. We have something to write home about, as Ansu Fati with 20 goal contributions, our top goal scorer with 13 goals, and I think is our top assist. He's just the MVP all round. Zirkzee, 9 goal contributions, 8 goals, and it's equal level playing fields here with Arpus. He couldn't replicate that championship success, and it's Carlos Perez actually outperforming my expectations for him. 5 goals and 3 assists. Jeremy Doku with 4 goals as we move down. Gravenberch and Cousins with 3 goals apiece, and our brand new summer addition, Carlos Alenya, manages 3 goals and 5 assists in his first season in the Prem, and it's our big boy Yari Vasharen, the playmaker, with 3 goals and 3. 7 clean sheets for Fructul, and Pena even getting in amongst the action with 5. You can tell we're already starting to bear the fruits of the Youth Academy talents coming of age. They're thriving, they're striving, and before you know it, we might have a cheeky title run or even European qualification on the way. It was a quick fire season, no transfer business needed. I had faith in the boys and the team that had built up, as they've secured a top half of the table finish. 9th place with 55 points. A very nice mid-table spot we've secured, as Man City take out the title, Liverpool, Man United, and Arsenal return to the top 4. Getting relegated, surprisingly, ex-Premier League champions Leicester City, Nottingham Forest, and Fulham. A round 3 elimination in the Carabao Cup to Nottingham Forest on penalties 4-3, and it's the furthest we've gone. We're 1 game away from Wembley in the FA Cup round 6, 2-0 knockout to Spurs. It was a comfortable top flight campaign with every stretch of the imagination, as Ansu Fati continues to prove why he's our MVP at the moment. 21 goals, top goal scorer, and 7 assists, 28 goal contributions. The production levels in this side are starting to shine through, with 16 goals from midfield for Ricky Puig. Very fascinating stuff, impressive, and Jan Fiat are starting to reignite that championship winning form he once had. Taking the reins over from Joshua Zirkzee, it is Carlos Perez put on the back burner with only 4 goals to show for this season. Another consistent year for Marc Cucurella at left back. Our main orchestrator in the midfield, it seems, Carlos Alenya with 14 assists. Definitely our biggest playmaker. Yari Vasharen, you've got a lot to answer to, and it was an impressive 13 clean sheets for the German in between the sticks. In a season where we didn't really need to go out and invest in the transfer market, nor were there any options for us to, we stuck with the lads yet again, and that got us 8th place. So we're teasing, we're getting closer to that European qualification, just finishing outside the top 7. Meanwhile, it is Liverpool, Man City, Spurs, and Chelsea in the top 4. We are just behind Everton, Arsenal, and Manchester United. On the other end of the table, though, it is Burnley, Sheffield United, and Norwich getting banished to the championship. A 5-1 humiliation in round 5 of the FA Cup saw our hopes eliminated early. Dodgy early elimination cup runs continue, with a 3-0 elimination to Spurs in round 3 of the Carabao. These Youth Academy Dynamos, they're forming up quite a team. It's not going to be instant success. It's going to take a few years to mature. You have to have a few years under their belt before they achieve their fullest potential. The German hitman up, our first signing of the rebuild, and he's pulling through as our top goal scorer in season 5. 15 goals. It's Ansu Fati right behind him. Carlos Alenya adapting well to the Premier League, managing to get 6 goals and 3 assists. Joshua Zirkzee, very much the understudy to up top, only managing 6 goals. Marco Kana from centre back, 4 goals. Very interesting stats there, as it's 10 goal contributions from Mikel Cousins. Yari Vasharen, I'm expecting a bit more from him. The Belgian only manages 3 goals and 1 assist, and his Belgian compatriot Jeremy Doku with 3 goals and 3. As we scroll down, not much game time for these La Masia talents, Perez and Puig, and now Fructul only with 2 clean sheets. It looks like Inaki Peña is making a good fight, or Fructul was just injured for the majority of the season. Either one of the two. We bucked the trend as it's our first signings in 2 years. Pedri recently signed for Barcelona B in real life, and he qualifies as a youth academy product, even though he came from, no, it wasn't Villarreal, it was Las Palmas. He's making the move over from fellow Premier League contenders Arsenal in this save for £57.9 million. Just going to be a great option off the bench. He's going to be a super sub. 99 acceleration, 96 balance. Defenders are going to struggle to keep pace with this guy. Only at 21, he bodes well for the future, but we've balanced it out. I know we've had a lot of La Masia talents join in recent years, but Adrian Fiend, signing over from Aston Villa, he costed us £30.2 million to pick up. Another very decent backup and keeps our options open in terms of depth. It's a very thin squad, and these 2 signings are going to help with rotation and the overall quality of the team. It's impressive to see most of the side now reaching the international level, getting caught up by their nations. Let's see if the boys can get their act together and Serb ECHD can take this squad to glory. Well, would you take a look at that? Constant progression, improvement as we've adapted to the Premier League and secured a Europa League spot. Only 4 away from the Champions League though. 81 points to wrap up the season. City, Liverpool, United and Spurs are in the top 4, and Leicester City relegated again alongside Leeds United and West Ham. No cup finals to add to the collection, as the semi-finals of the FA Cup was the furthest we went in that competition, getting knocked out 1-0 to United, and they eventually lost the final to City. No close calls in the Carabao Cup though. In round 4, elimination to, you guessed it, the Red Devils. They've got a personal vendetta against us at this stage. Hello, Europa League. We're coming for you next season. Schalke, we're going to be ready to dethrone you. Don't you worry. It's been the season of his life so far. A career-defining year for Jeremy Doku on that right-hand side. The Belgian now up to an 86 overall, 19 goals and 4 assists in 41 appearances. He's picked up an injury, but he's definitely been our MVP. And now this is where you're starting to see more consistent performers. The goals and assists being spread out across multiple positions. Carles Alenya backing up that brilliant end of the season with 15 goals and 9 assists. Joshua Zirkzee again on goal scoring form. 12 goals he's wrapped up this season with 3 growth as well. Up, consistent as always. And as Pedri, his first year here at Leyton Orient, 8 goals and 3 assists. Ansu Fati, who's usually our top dog, usually our MVP, he might have had an injury-riddled season. Don't know why he's only played 14 games, but in those 14, he's managed 10 goal contributions. So that's how big of a player he is in this team. 11 assists from Marco Cucurella from left back. Ricky Puig took a bit more of a backseat in the midfield. And Yara Vasharan, despite his 90 overall rating, his production and output is yet to impress me. Making our way towards the end of the scout report, someone who's disappointed me, Marco Kana. I thought he'd really relish in that centre-back role, and unfortunately, I don't know if EA nerfed his potential or this is just him not playing well and therefore not growing. Unfortunately, the Belgian, I had high expectations for him and he has not met them. 12 clean sheets for Christian Fructul in a season where no Premier League team has achieved 100 points. That's a rare sighting in FIFA 20 career mode. We've had one of our poorest campaigns to date, regressing from that 5th position and now landing in 8th with 75 points. It was a much closer, tight-knit top half of the table. Unfortunate stuff to see. I'm hoping that we've made up for it in the other competitions we qualified for, as Crystal Palace, Burnley and Fulham get relegated. Speak of the devil in the FA Cup, yes, we've made it all the way to the final up against Manchester City. FA Cup veterans, they know how to win pieces of domestic silverware, and we are fighting up against them in the capital as we won against Liverpool in the semi-finals. Interesting stuff. We also took out Bristol City and Manchester United. We finally got our revenge in round 5. A cup final to look forward to in the Carabao Cup. Was it a similar story? I do not think so. It was an early elimination in round 4 to Arsenal, 4-0. Here's how our Europa League campaign managed to pan out. We were on top of Group E. Real Betis, Basel and Ghent were also in there with us, but we finished on top, which is always a good thing. In the round of 32, we took out Valencia 3-1. Round of 16, we faced Arsenal 5-2 elimination on aggregate. Another European departure for the Gunners. And again, we're just coming up against all English opposition. A 2-1 victory over Chelsea in the quarters. And over in the semis, oh my god, 3-2. We are pulling out of these so close. The margins have been oh so tight. And in the final, we are up against Napoli. Come on, lads. Avenge that Carabao Cup final all those years ago. The stage is set. Wembley is there. can we take down the high-flying Citizens? And no, it's a 2-1 defeat in the final in extra time as well. An 118th sinker from Arthur. Cuisance actually put us into the lead, but it was a quick equalizer from Romero, and we have missed out on yet another piece of silverware. It's a domestic cup final loss, and it's an L we have to take. You know what they say about the Europa League, though? It's a chance for redemption. Actually, yeah, no one has said that about the Europa League, but in context of this season, can we get our hands on European silverware before we even get our hands on domestic silverware? Cuisance is suspended for the final, so we're going to have to find a brand new midfielder to fill in that role, but I want to take a little overview of the stats. At the end of Season 7, Ansu Fati back on that MVP winning form with 20 goals and 10 assists, 30 goal contributions, and Carles Alenya on fire again. The La Masia talent really taken all the spotlight. It was last season's MVP, Jeremy Doku, still a significant contributor with 14 goals and 7. Jean-Fait Arp has been one of the best strikers we've had in the squad with 14 goals and 3. Cuisance, 64 games for Yaru Vasharin. How is this man even alive and standing still at this moment? The always ever reliable left back Marc Cucurella with 7 goals and 12 assists. Fructul with one of his best campaigns to date now. 22 clean sheets to add to the collection. You love to see it. We're gonna play this final. We're getting down to business, down and dirty. That is the starting lineup. It's a Cuisance-less midfield with Cucurella, Delit, Kana, and Sardella the back four. Fructul in between the sticks. Let's get this show on the road. Cup final night. The world is watching. Europe is watching. Can we break the cup curse? Every final we've come up against and every final we've been a part of, we've lost. So this is a chance to turn our fortunes around on the biggest of stages. Yes, I know it's the Europa League, but it's better than nothing. And I think this will be a fitting finale to the rebuild if we actually lift up that trophy. Just a little reminder of the run to the final yet again. Napoli, though, they're looking fierce. They're looking ready to rumble. Piontek, Bernardo Silva, and James Maddison to lead the line. A more in detailed look at the squad. They got Trincao up top. That's who I didn't recognize. Grealish and Rodri in the midfield. Oh my days, man. They're not here to mess around. And the Partonape are going to be a tough side to take down as it's up to kick us off. Let's get it. Cucurella bombing down this left-hand side. No one can keep up with him. Look at him go. Can he get a good delivery in the middle? Oh, it's into the danger area. What was the keeper doing? And it's Ansu Fati first to pounce. His 21st goal of the season. And it's come in a crucial moment. The number 29 celebrates like there's no tomorrow. It was our first real sight of goal. And it's Cucurella's tricky delivery that made the goalkeeper spit it right into his path. And it's the easiest goal he's going to score all season. 1-0 into an empty net. The best possible start to the final. And Ansu Fati, who we've relied on for years upon years in this rebuild, has come into fruition in the final. Cucurella now moving in towards Fati, who's causing Napoli all kinds of problems. Go on then, more skill moves. He gets it off to Carles Alenya, who will go for the goal as well. And it's Dimitrovic over Sharon. Alenya always present. And it's Jeremy Doku with the drag back. Another delivery into the middle. Dimitrovic, it could be a chance for Ansu Fati. And again, Jeremy Doku, who lifts it up. FIFA 19 style at the back stick. His Ansu Fati off the head of Dimitrovic. He's now brought it through to Grealish. Now Piontek, Napoli's first venture forward. And Grealish has gone for the audacious. Into Vasharin now, who's been running the show in midfield, to be honest. Up, offloads to the left, and Ansu Fati's off to the races in those red boots. He's fast like a Ferrari. It's the delivery in at the back stick, and it's as simple as you like. Yari Vasharin yet again worked beautifully, and he runs to the cameraman. He's dedicated that one to the fan back home as the Belgian gets the double. It's a nice cushion and lead heading into halftime. Ansu Fati, he scored one. He's assisted one. The man can do it all. Napoli's defense all over the place, and it's a bit too close from the cameraman, but who cares because it's cup final day, and Yari Vasharin gets in amongst the act. Oh my God, we can't clear the ball. We can't get it out of our own half to save our lives, and Trincao with the punishment. Half the deficit, and the Portuguese wonder kid gets Napoli on the score sheet. Again, just our, naivety at the back, and it's a outside the foot Perla. It's not often you applaud an opposition goal, but that one definitely needs to be appreciated from a different angle. A beauty, and now it's game on. Piontek. Uh-oh. Could this be Napoli's way to introduce themselves back into the thick of things? And Fructul with a cat-like reflex save. It's brilliant reactional stuff from the German, and he's kept us into the lead in what would have been a definite equalizer. Not coping well in the last 15 minutes. And it's Trincao again. He might try it. He might unwind the strike, and no, Piontek all alone. Fructul's kept us in it. And what a hero, the German who hasn't had much to do all game. 3 subs, Jose Mourinho Escas, Ansu Fati, off for Pedri, and we introduce Zirkzee and Gravenberch on for the last 10 minutes. He's got energy to burn, and he's burning this Napoli defense. They're left in the dust, 1-on-1. He's going to sweat it across, and Verscharen denied. It's a late penalty, and Kenny is sweep the floor with the young Belgian. What has happened there? And in the dying embers of the game, extra time, we have the chance for a grandstand finish. Verscharen took the shot, and he's cleaned him up after the tackle. An unfortunate situation, an uncomfortable situation to be in. But who is going to be the sealer? It's the man who won it, Yari Verscharen. We're looking for a top draw finish from the Belgian, and it's gone over. It's nearly hit the bloody crowd if there wasn't a cage there. That is all she wrote. A very dramatic end to what has been a comfortable at best performance. We got the goals in the first half. We worked our socks off. It was a bit of a drop down in performances and stamina from the second 45, but it doesn't matter because the Europa League trophy is coming home to the Youth Academy. Spin the wheel rebuild, and that is where we're going to end things off today. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did manage to, make sure to smack a like down below, hit subscribe, turn on those notifications for more regular content coming your way. Follow me on Twitter. All the social links are linked in the description. As always, join the Discord, become a member, and I appreciate all the support you guys have been showing. As always, I've been Sir BCHD, and I'll leave you with the Europa League, not Champions League celebrations with the Leyton Orient boys.